Hello, Bio100 students. I am sitting all alone in office hours. None of you are here, so I thought I would take a few minutes to discuss the semester projects. I've been getting a few emails from some of you about it, so I thought I would just post a little video and give some more instruction in case you are unsure what needs to be done and where to go to get information and you are just too shy to communicate with me. So right now you see I'm on the home page. I'm going to go to, let me see if I have a link to we can link to the learning modules, but I'm going to go to the course navigation, which I can get to from the home page, or as you know, most of the things on this page are also found over here. So here's course navigation. And when I get here, this goes to the weekly learning modules, lecture and other videos, assorted documents and group projects. I'm going to look in this folder, and this has PDFs of the textbook and such, but I want to look at the group projects information. And I don't know if you can see both of these, but this is my view. You are in two groups. One is for bioinformatics, molecular biology group project. This will be the prompt for it. It's not available yet because it hasn't been assigned to you yet. The one that you want is the ethnomedicine or original group projects assignment, which here it says this is for your big semester group project in this folder. And in total, it's going to be worth 150 points. Those points are divided up over a month or two because you have to give me information in installments. So let's look inside this folder and see what we have. There are two documents here. One is an ethnomedicine group project outline or original group project outline. You will do one of these two. For the ethnomedicine group project outline, I have given you a suggestion for a topic, and I go into some detail about it, and then I specify what I want from you when. Now, I know that you guys aren't biologists or chemists or medicinal chemists, so you may have other ideas. And I wanted to give you the freedom to explore what interests you, because I think that's really when you learn, when you are motivated to explore your own passions, which is why I have the original group project. So let's look at the ethnomedicine. Maybe you feel, I'm not feeling something a burning desire, my group mates or I, to do a certain thing. So we're just going to go with this and learn something new, which you will. You'll learn something new. So we're looking at this outline here, and this gives a little background on what this project would be. Basically, ethnomedicine is the same as kind of folkloric medicine. It's where you use plants that have biologically active chemicals in them to treat various diseases. And usually this is kind of passed on through millennia by people who live in an area. And it's a lot of, thousands of years of trial and error to know that certain compounds work well for certain medical conditions. A lot of traditional and herbal healers use these, but we find that a lot of our best drugs actually come from plants. And there are a lot of natural products chemists who look at plants and animals, even like corals and sponges and various marine life and other kinds of animals that, make chemicals that could be useful medicinally for us. Now, with the plant sources, typically we learn about them from their natural source, and then we devise a way to synthetically make it in the lab. And some examples of these are Taxol, which is a chemotherapeutic drug used to treat cancer, and that's from a Pacific yew tree. As you know, penicillin, the antibiotic, is from a fungus. It's a natural product, and there are many. And Georgia has a rich history of trade, of having traditional medicine, because you have many, many ecological zones that have a lot of different kinds of plants that have medicinal properties. And so this is really exploring that aspect. You can think of it as a combination of anthropology and biology and history and chemistry and all of that. So this tells you what you will do. You have your group. You need to discuss. Brainstorm, discuss what you want to work on. Pick a plant. Talk to people. Maybe your grandmother would always give you something if you had a bruise or a runny nose or something. Pick a topic. The plant, its medicinal use. Then you have to tell me that by the 14th, and that is going to be worth 10 points. This explains to you how to do it. You're going to go over to assignments and quizzes, and you're going to see a prompt for this topic. And one person in the group, only one, needs to click on that and write something to tell me what you plan to do. And I will show you that in just a second. And then you start researching it together. And then weeks 5 and 6, you're going to research it, make an outline. And then by the 28th, you're going to submit an outline to me. And this just gives you some of the things I want to see in your outline. Then I will give you comments. You're going to convert that to a rough draft. It only needs to be 1 to 2 pages. And you're going to start working on a group presentation. And this discusses it in no more than 5 minutes. You're going to submit a rough draft. This talks about the rough draft. I will give you feedback. Then you're going to finalize your report, turn that in, and we will schedule presentations probably by Zoom. You might need to show up for an evening, and the final presentations are worth 50 points and the written report 50, but of course there are points that you get throughout for these other milestones. Now, if we go back, I'm going back to here. So let's say you don't want to do that. I've had students study neural networks, study bioinformatics, study wearable technology and how that can measure biometrics and help improve health or response times to getting medical attention. I've had students do computer modeling of evolution, computer modeling of natural selection, and it was phenomenal. So that's where the second one, the original group project, comes in. If you don't want to do ethnomedicine, then you come up with your own ideas. And if you look on this page, it talks about, okay, what you're going to want to do. And then the deliverables, what you have to do each week, are exactly the same as what you do for the ethnomedicine. You can see outlines here. The dates are the same. The points are the same, and the final stuff you have to do is the same. If you decide to do some kind of computer modeling, I don't want to see the code that you write for that. I wanted to know what parameters you considered, biological parameters that you built into your modeling, and I want to have a little report on the thought of how you did it and what your results were when you ran your model. And I also, you need to show us something in the presentation, talking about what you did and what you learned and all of that. Okay, so your group, as a group, will pick one of these. Don't start working on it until I give you the okay, because I don't want everybody to be doing the same thing. Now, I mentioned that you're going to turn in things on Blackboard under assignments and quizzes over here. So let's look at that very quickly. If you go to assignments and quizzes, you see that, well, you have quizzes coming up, but there's the ethnomedicine or original group projects assignments. So we're going to click on that. And there are a number of them. They're not all available to you, but all the ones that I pointed out in that document are here, telling me what the topic is, giving me your outline, your rough draft, and then the final draft. For the topic, let's come and we'll click on this. It's worth 10 points. It's due by the 14th. Only one person needs to do this. What you would do is come over here to text submission and click write the submission. It will give you a text box and you just write a sentence or two. We want to work on this. And then you're going to hit submit and it shows up for me. And then I don't write it in the comments down here, write it in the text submission. It's going to show up on my end and I will give you some feedback and say, go for it, or I think you should change your topic. Somebody else is doing this. And then the grade for it will show up in the appropriate spot in the grade book. Now, once we get to, I'm going to go back. Once we get to the assignments such as the outline and really the rough draft. The outline you can still do in a text box, but once we get to the rough draft, I really want to see that in a doc file. So, because then I can type on it and give you comments and feedback on the document more easily than if it's written in the text, in the text box. So for that one, you're going to come down here and you're going to, one person is going to click browse my computer, and then you can upload a document, and it is going to be evaluated by SafeAssign, so you cannot plagiarize it. You can't just copy things from Wikipedia and slap it in your document. I want it in a docx. Please, it'll accept these, but I don't want those formats, as I stated up here, the formats that I wanted. Right here. And then you would hit submit. I hope that clears up what you need to do for the project. The only other thing is the groups. People have been asking about that. So let me look in groups for projects. I don't know if this looks the way it's going to look for you. So for me, I come over and I see all the groups. There are two kinds of groups in this class at the moment. There are these bioinformatics project groups that all have a number, and they're all in my group set for bioinformatics. This is that project that I showed you that's not available to you yet. It's a molecular biology bioinformatics group project that won't take you very long, and honestly, you'll really do it independently and then confer and agree on the answers and discuss it with each other, and then submit it as a group. And you were randomly assigned to these. Now I have many pages of these, so bear with me as I move through this. All right. I set up another group set called semester group projects. And then they automatically are numbered. Now, I told you that you could go into the semester group projects and you could pick a group and you can sign yourself up. This was set up for self-assignment so that you could be with your friends. And then anybody who was not in a group, because I can see the roster for the class and I can see who's assigned to a group and who has not joined a group. So I took that list of people and then I filled in so that all the groups would have about 5. So you might have signed up with some people and then had other people added. Now, some people somehow form their own groups, and you can see it's not part of my semester group project, so it's not naturally assigned the same access to all of those submission assignments that we just looked at. And there were a few other who did that. This one, somebody named themselves semester project group 38, but they're not really part of my group. And then I had made a new group 38 because I needed one. And here's another one, semester project WWW. So if you were in one of these groups that you guys freestyled and set up yourself, I sent out an announcement that you might have accidentally be put into another semester group project or semester project group because I didn't know you were in one of these other groups. And if that's the case, please message me because we only want you in one of the groups for the semester project. I hope that clears things up for you a little bit on the whole group for the projects because you need to